Hello and welcome. We are getting ourselves into the game. It is going to be Forza taking on Team Singularity here, and it should be a pretty good matchup coming through. Both of these teams struggling in the early parts of the season. Forza, they now are on a free win streak in Esea Prem, but they'll be hoping to build on that. Team Singularity, they've managed to get their first win yesterday. That was against the Vizsla Krakow side, and it's aggressive in the pistol round from Team Singularity here on Nuke. Zorte, 2 quick kills, a silence. A lot of what Singularity were throwing their way. Iceberg, he at least brought back a couple for the Team Singularity side. If they do get the bomb planted down towards that B site, but a 2-on-3 defense needed in this post-plant situation now for the Danes as they look to try and find the pistol round. But SMF, he's left all on his lonesome. Now brings it into the 1v1, and it's Jerry against him. Jerry's actually going to push deeper. Here's SMF making steps, and SMF is baiting this out perfectly. He's pulled for Jerry so far away, and without the kit, Jerry, he has a lot on his chest here to try and carry for his team, but SMF times it perfectly. Jerry tried to get back towards the bomb site, but SMF will cut him down, and 3 kills for him in the 1 versus 3 does secure Singularity the pistol round, and those opening 2 from Zorte, they mean nothing now, apart from a little bit of extra cash in this next round, the extra $600 from the kill reward. Forza, they will go for the rebuy. Well, I say rebuy. The force buy is the correct term. Get themselves 4 Deagles, a scout. And I'll hope try and do some economic damage towards Team Singularity. Jerry won't be doing any of that as he's been taken down by Larson, who's hoping to find more here, but that nade is gonna kill him. There's no escaping that one. Blit will finish him off. Doesn't recover the Mac 10 though, interestingly enough. As Team Singularity, they're actually working in towards the A site. They've cleared out Almaza. The rest of the Forza side, they started rotating down to B, so they're not here to try and defend, and it looks like they might just save what little weaponry they still have. Scout a couple Deagles. Would be nice to carry into the next round. It will mean that they have something to try and fight with, because if they didn't have any of these saved weapons, they'd be left with basically USPs. They wouldn't really have anything to fight with. So, yeah, for Team Singularity, they need to be mindful of that fact. Make sure they don't give up any plays, and they've done well in this round as well against the Force by not to give up plays. Ooh, this is awkward. Long range with the Mac 10, not really going to work out there. Can't quite get the kill, and I think it was Jerry was able to stay alive, but is going to be second for Team Singularity. Only losing that one player, that was Larson. He was just on a solo expedition down towards that lower site, did his job. And now for Forza, another round with just these pistols and the scout to try and do damage. And obviously 4 players live in that last round means that Singularity starts to put up a bit of cash in reserve. Kenzie with the Deagle has Almaza for support towards his ramp room, as well as Jerry up on the boxes, and an early tag onto Larson does actually force Singularity back away from that stack towards the ramp room, as Flit, he rotated in to provide assistance as well, leaving just Zorta with that scout up towards heaven. Singularity might have just dodged a bullet with that one. Also, despite Forza having a couple more wins than Singularity right now in the SCA Premier, also played an extra game compared to Team Singularity. So a win hit for Singularity would help to pull them up the order in the tables, currently ahead of Hellraisers and Fate in that Group A. Forza just above Singularity, and both of these teams have potential to try and make playoffs here. Not a done deal. potential for both of them to get towards the playoffs. Obviously, the Singularity is going to take a pretty strong run of form here off the back of that win yesterday, but anything can happen in this season. And, I mean, I've been talking over this round because it was just deals, and it's looking like it's all falling into place for the Team Singularity side. So Kenzie, the last player alive, 3 players to find. He's not really looking like he's going to be able to get much done with this one, but he has managed to pick up an AK, which if he can carry it into the next round would be nice. Unlikely, though. As it looks like Team Singularity wanting to try and hunt him down a little bit. Notton might be the man to do so. As he rounds the corner, will spot Kenzie out. Does a lot of damage. Can't finish off the kill, though. I'm surprised he didn't commit harder to that fight. Notton's actually going to die to the bomb as well, so maybe he should have. But Kenzie was able to get away. 4 HP, he survives, and the AK is going to be a very nice little commodity for Forza in this next round. Despite them having the buy-up, the AK is still a nicer weapon. Nicer than the M4s that the CT side usually rock. Forza are actually going for a couple of AUGs in this one, alongside the AUG for Zorte. Team Singularity won't be having an AUG for themselves, but they do have a bit of cash in reserve, so they might be able to buy up in the next round, depending on how this one goes, even if they lose it. Bomb plant would just help to seal that. A bit of spam from the smoke from Jerry. All it collects is a single hit onto Remoy. Team Singularity actually won this map yesterday. Oh dear. That was not fun. Tried to throw a nade through the door, misses. Not sure if the door was open or closed, but hasn't gone through. Hasn't passed through that secret or squeaky door. It's done decent damage onto Larson, in fact. He's down to 56, so they need to be careful about that. A couple players who've worked their way down secret stairs. Trying to find contact, and they will find Almazer. And a nice little opening kill. But Jerry on the potential flank here down towards those secret steps. Team Singularity. Oh, do they read this? Oh, they do look like they want to check it. SMF. He's just going to make sure that behind is clear. And Jerry actually going to catch him either way. SMF has found the intel. Towards the squeaky door. Can find 2. And very nicely done by Forza to make up for that opening kill from the Singularity side. Just Remoy and Iceberg now. 2v4, and they may just try and save these weapons with 15 seconds on the clock. I mean, unlikely you find anything from this position apart from maybe a kill. An Iceberg. There's the AUG shot go off. Won't want to peek that. We'll just want to tuck himself in nice and safe. No need to really overstretch yourself on that one. They do get the AUG up. This is for Larson. It's dropped over by SMF. Who does get an AK in return. Notton's left with just a Galil. The rest of the team, though, with AKs. And that's pretty handy for them. There's a good chance for them to fight back in this round. They're losing the previous. Obviously picking this map off the back of a victory against Vizsla yesterday on it. 16-10, that one. He had a, what was it? 10-5? 9-6, I believe. 9-6 T-half on this map. So they'll be hoping to find more of the same here. Right now they hold a 3-1 lead, but obviously the pistol round granting them that. They need to try and rack up some gun rounds here before Forza start closing the gap even further. A win here for Forza would surely guarantee them 3. On the board at least. Singularity will having to take a bit of an eco in the next round. He's trying to go aggressive, trying to find an opening frag. Can't quite catch the timing though, as Singularity, they keep themselves safe for now. Jerry, he's overed out by these secret stairs, expecting some presence from Singularity. At only 30 seconds on the clock. Singularity haven't really got much wiggle room here. They need to do something. It's looking like it's going to be the ramp room as their point of contact. But Pensy, he almost finds 2 kills for the price of 1 there. Zorta, he's going to wrap him with 1 to give that Forza side that advantage once again. A 3-on-4 situation favoring Forza. Zorta's worried about behind, and rightly so, because Iceberg's there, and Iceberg gets caught. Thawed out, in fact, as the bomb plant can't go down. It's Larson all on his lonesome, and luckily for him, he will go down before the timer. That means he does get cash through. But a pause coming through. A Singularity. They call it. They don't have the economy for a rebind this one. They might go for a force buy either way with SMF and Iceberg below that 2k mark, but it'll be $2,400 coming in. It could just scrape a buy through in the next round if they fully save here. Might be worth just I don't know. Do you go for the force buy, then eco next? Or do you just eco this one, fully buy into nets? Because Remo could drop an AWP over in that next round to Larson. Not anymore. He's bought a Eagle. Maybe he could still 5,800. Yeah, he could still drop an AWP over. It is just a single Deagle, a P250 brought up. And we saw Singularity being able to collect quite a few of these rounds with limited weaponry yesterday against Vizsla. Let's hope Forza don't make the same mistakes. And have some great gun round battles. Looks like Forza are just making light work of this round, but SMF and Larson, they do combine for 1 kill on the Glocks. So at least a little bit of damage inflicted, but I doubt any more is really going to come through as it's only SMF. Lone versus 4. He's probably going to get double peaked here, and Almanza does finish the job, so it is free on the board for Forza. Team Singularity will be able to get a buy through this round now. Go for 5 AKs. Remoy, he doesn't elect to drop the AWP over. They're going to go just for the rifles. Hope that that'll be enough for them. Zorte on that AWP can be a bit of a menace. But the early smokes towards the yard. Team Singularity will push out with them. They'll be hearing all these steps and might just go through spam on the smoke. And does connect a couple hits, but nothing. Team Singularity will be too worried about that nade, though. Chips away a couple bit more. A follow-up as well from Jerry Larson. He's left with 40 HP. Iceberg on 50. SMF on 70. So already, Forza, they've found about 100 damage. Or at least 100 damage from just the spraying utility. Jerry, he's lucky not to get his head clipped off there as he backs away towards that control room. Sees a presence from Singularity down towards his lower sight. But the distance now rotated over from the ramp room. Kensi. He's here to assist Jerry, who's sat right now on top of the rafters. Team Singularity, they'll close the door. They don't want to get caught out by some sort of fire through that smoke. And now, Forza, they're rotating everybody down towards this B site. A third player down towards ramp. A fourth towards the top of ramp. And well, actually, 2 of them are going to rotate up towards that A site again. Rightly so, because Team Singularity, they're wrapping all the way up. And Larson, a huge kill to find, takes down Flip towards that heaven. That's the initial defender gone. And with 20 seconds on the clock, Singularity, they can plant the bomb. They get it down, and now Forza left in a 3-on-4 retake. But Iceberg, he's on a single point of health. And with Larson SMF low as well, potential for frags to come through from Forza. Whether or not they decide to go for it, looks like they won't. And it's already Zorta towards CT spawn. The rest of those rifles spread out across the map, just hoping to save. Hoping to maybe pick off a player as well, because right now they've got pretty decent cash on that Forza side. They can buy up if they lost all these weapons. Right now, they want to try and keep their economy in a strong position. Which is fair enough. CT side, it can get very, very difficult once you start losing rounds. once the economy slips away from you. So it's wise to try and keep as much in reserve as you can. The Singularity, they take the lead once more. And they'll look again towards the yard by the seams of it. Norton lurking towards main. He does this a lot, Norton. Lurks in towards main. We saw some spectacular shots from him yesterday on Nuke. But it's Jerry this time who looks to try and find the spectacular play, but he can only manage one. A lot of damage again from the span through the smoke. Larson SMF, 27 and 12 HP for their Norton. He's down to 70 as well towards that lobby. It's Singularity who found an approach down towards that B site. Nobody's rotated down for Forze. It's the conditioning from Team Singularity. They did this a lot yesterday against Visitor as well. The fakes down towards B, then rotating quickly back up towards that A site, catching the CT side off guard. But this time it looks like they are wanting to commit in towards that B site. 4 on 4. Forze won't know just how much damage they've done towards these Singularity players. So will that factor in into whether they go for this retake, as the bomb, it has been planted. Do they allow Singularity to 5 here, which would be a pretty decent T-half already. It has been able to catch Norton, though. Over towards the lobby. That makes things a little bit more viable for Forza, but the bomb ticking down. They have kits to play with. That's not an issue. But I need to find frags and need to find them quick because that bomb is ticking down and down. SMF, oh, he's going to tap away Kentsy. Can't find multiple from behind that silo. Remoy, he now shows his position and the bomb is too far gone for Forza to even think about getting for this one now. But Remoy, maybe shouldn't have gone for that peak. He's trying to find the kills as he will die to the bomb. In fact, everybody from Singularity dies to the bomb. The only survivor is Flit, who makes it out with the AWP as well, which is a nice takeaway for Forza. Singularity, they'll have plenty of cash to rebuy, though. 2 bomb plants in the previous rounds, and with plenty of survivors in the round before, they will be able to manage just nicely, but they won't want too many more of those rounds to come through. But at least, even 4s with just 1 player surviving, it's going to chip away at their economy as well, and you can see already the money's starting to drain for Forza. Jerry, he's not going to be able to get another buy through, neither is Kentsy. The most that they have right now is 2,600 for Almazer, and then Flit 2,000 for him. Daughter 1,600. It's not great, and they'll probably have to take a bit of a. Ooh, I'm trying to think. Probably a bit of a. I don't know. Yeah, they'll probably just take an eco in the next round. In fact, maybe a bit of a min buy on the plays with a bit of extra cash. Over the top, Iceberg tries to find Jerry. Then it's Singularity cut down by 2 already. Jerry and Zorte and AWP from afar does support his teammate, and now it's Singularity left with just 3 players alive and Larson on this AWP. Try and find something, but Zorte, he's rotated his way around to support Kentsy over by the ramp room, and for Singularity, this round in shambles. It's only Larson left alive. A 1 versus 5 and a minute 15 on the clock to try and hold on to this AWP. And I was talking about the Forza economy. Not even thinking about Singularity's economy, as they are left with absolutely nothing. They have to take an well, with Larson on 1,400, do you force buy eco next? Looks like that's the option. They won't be able to buy up next round on Larson if they do eco this one anyway. So it makes sense to go for that full or full force buy, although interestingly enough, only Larson has bought up. There's a few upgraded pistols in the ranks, a couple Deagles, a few P250s, but this is a weird economic choice with Singularity. I'm not sure if they're meant to go for this, but it's what they've got. With an opening kill. Nicely done. Zorte does answer back. But they're keeping it in at least an even situation for, so you don't want to allow too many more frags to come or to come from the Singularity side. Deagle from SMF might be looking for something here on towards Zorte. Just misses the chance to spot out. Zorte moving Jerry up close once again towards the yard. Does catch another player off guard and towards Ramp Kenzie. He's having a bit of a field day. It's all towards SMF now. A 1 versus 3. He looks to try and find any sort of extra damage in a round where the previous one had a lot of players surviving. SMF, he's going to be able to salvage an AK. And this could be a lot more damage coming through. He finds another kill, but left with 14 HP against 2 more players. Surely it's going to be the AWP of Zorta to close things down. That Molotov might finish him off. 9 HP. It's the AWP bullet that will finally silence SMF. But a couple of kills coming through there for him. That's going to hurt the economy for Forza. Losing 3 players against pistols like that. Not great. And for Singularity, a bit of a weird buy in this one. It is Larson left with just that Deagle. While the rest of his team, they have rifles, 3 AKs, and a Galil. Nade might chip away Remo a little bit. He just has a little bit of a dash to get away from the majority of the damage. He takes about 20 from it. A lot less than previous rounds from the Singularity side, where they've come away with like 100 less HP than they went into that with. Look for an opening. SMF, that's a huge kill to find. He is looking sharp. And he was yesterday as well. Found some huge impact rounds on Mirage against Vizsla. But a 1-for-1 trade. With Jerry still towards the garage, he's going to cut off any rotation up through main. This is a great position to have from what Singularity have been doing so often in these sorts of rounds. There they go, back up quickly towards that A site. This garage position would cut off the rotation from Squeaky or from Secret rather, very nicely. Kenzie finding one as well. They might just completely ignore this position that Jerry's found himself in. A man advantage as well for Forza. They need to find an equalizing kill Singularity, but with Notton towards main, there's Jerry finding his opening. Now left all up towards Notton over by the lobby. He's been heard. Almaza will find the kill, and Forza didn't budge an inch. Even with Singularity making inroads down towards that lower site. Singularity now losing the lead in this one. Ooh. Chance for Notton there with the Deagle. He actually tags up Zorta, but also they found themselves the lead in this game. 6-5. Singularity on just pistols on this one again. They'll be hoping to keep it a bit more clean Forza than the last round against pistols. And 4 or 5 players alive would be perfect. 3 is probably the minimum you'd want in a round like this. He's found a lot of space down towards a lower site. He's worked his way through Secret. They might try and time the door opening here with Notton. I think they did. Not sure if Forza really took note of that. But Notton, he's been able to get in towards a ramp room undetected. Couple kills, maybe 3 for the taking here. Does find Kenzie, almost captured Zorta as well. The Deagle looked like it might be able to find the shot, but a 1-for-1, and Zorta close range, hoping to find more, but he'll eventually get taken down. It's now SMF looking for even more for the Singularity side. 2 kills found, that'll be all they get. As it is 7 on the board for the Forza side, but potential there for Singularity to find something more. Of that second shot from Notton had hit, would have been looking at a very dangerous round, but right now it's only SMF who's really fragging out for Singularity. He's 11-8. The top fragger in the server is Zorte, though, on that AWP for Forza. Singularity, they need to hit another gear here. See if they can achieve it here. That nade should do decent damage, and yes, it does. The utility usage from Forza is looking so hot right now. It's Nothing and Iceberg who take a healthy chunk of damage with this fast hit in towards the 8 side. A 1-for-1 actually going to be favouring Singularity as Not and he chimes in with another kill. But it's Kenzie on the fast flank that might catch a player off guard. Larson, he falls, and that's back into a 3-on-3. The nade looking for more damage. It's the gun, in fact, for Kenzie that'll do so much work. And it's Notten all on his own against 2. They know his position. He's going to try and get out of there. A flashbang to make that happen. He's got 2 players to find, and at least the other rifler for the Forza side is low on HP. It's Zorta. He really needs to worry about that AWP. It misses a shot, though. Could give Notten the chance, but it won't miss. It's Zorta at the helm. And it's Forza who will find an 8th. It was looking so promising, but Kenzie coming in with that flank finds 3 kills. Superb from the Forza player. And now a lead locked in going into that second half of Forza. 2 rounds left to play for. Team Singularity with that bomb plant. They will get a rebuy through, though. Five AKs for the Danes. But it's the wrong setup from Forza yet again. The AWP for Zorte, so pivotal. And you have to think that maybe in that the prior round, way back, when pretty much everybody died apart from that one player who was able to save the AWP, you feel that maybe if Remo had been able to stay alive at the back of the site instead of peeking towards a decon player, if he'd been able to deny that AWP, get them getting the AWP, things might have gone differently. Forza might not have had so much success, as Zorte wouldn't have had that weapon, perhaps. But a 1-for-1 towards the yard, in this round at least. Sessa Meth to find the trade, and he's just going to continue fragging out as Team Singularity. They'll push in towards the ramp, but it's Kenzie and Zorta again. They just find every single kill pushed their way. It's Sessa Meth all on his lonesome against 4 players, and the bomb drop towards the ramp room. He's hoping to find anything. But it's Flit that will blindside him. Cure and Forza a 9th, and this CT side looking so strong for Forza right now. They've only let slip 2 gun rounds. And they found 9 for themselves. Team Singularity, no bomb plant in that round, but it does leave them with limited cash in this final round. A single AK, a couple Galils, a couple Mac 10s is all they have to work with, but it might be enough. You never know. It could be aggression coming through from Team Singularity as one player darts quickly down the vents. Nottingham would have spotted out that second, or the Forza player at least, chasing him down the vents. And he tried to dive down as well, but Almazet, he'll catch him out. Still in favor of Forza. Jerry's hearing all these steps down towards Secret as Flit. He lights it up towards the B site. And Almazet, he'll chime in for the final frag. It is going to be Forza to 10. Their CT side just seems to have Team Singularity's number in that one. Very strong work from the Russian side. While the Danes, 5-round deficit, I mean, it's not too bad on the T side. But when you consider that they won out the pistol and the follow-ups and had that 3-0 start, I'm sure they would have been hoping for a little bit more. Let's wait and see what both of these teams can bring into this pistol. And you can see just a kill disparity for Singularity right now. 13 kills for SMF. 4 for Larson and 4 for Notten, and then 3 for Rimoy and Iceberg. It's really, these Singularity players need to start hitting somewhat close to a level that SMF is on right now, as it's aggression towards a ramp early on, and this might be exactly what Singularity need. 4 for SMF, tippity tap, gets them all down. Notten, he gets one for himself as well, but it's SMF. That was lovely. That was reminiscent of Notton yesterday on Nuke, on the CT pist round. He found 4 USP kills from ramp. Slightly different situation, but works out wonderfully in Singularity. Let's secure both of these pist rounds. Let's see if they can secure the follow-ups as well. Right now, they sit on 6. It's just Glocks for Forza. Should be pretty easy for Singularity to mop this one up. The rifles and the single MP9 should be capable. Very, very slow here. And I was waiting for something to happen. Finally, there's a little bit of action as Remoy's FAMAS nails down Flip. But I think Forza maybe is using this one as a bit of an impromptu timeout, perhaps? Didn't really see like they were doing much of anything. As now they might finally burst in towards this A site. Jerry, he will get down the vent with the bomb. So, bomb plant surely to come for Forza. And a single kill found by Almazer. Oh! Bomb plant denied, though. Jerry, he exposes a little butt cheek there. And Notton's MP9 will nicely carve it up. So it is going to be 7 for Singularity. Denying the bomb plant as well. And just a single kill coming through for Forza. That's a pretty good follow-up round. Now 5 AKs for Forza. Missing a bit of utility on pretty much everyone, Forza. Obviously, they were hoping for the bomb plant to come their way. I would have given them the extra $800 per player by utility up with an SMF. Needs to be careful he doesn't get caught out. Down to 30 HP from Jerry's spam through the smoke. It'll be a huge pick for Forza to find him so early into a round. Right now, the main player for Singularity who's finding impact. And Singularity, they're still on a bit of a bonus round in this one. A couple M4s, a couple FAMASs, and a single MP9. It's not the perfect weapon you want on the CT side, but the roll in this is a bit of a bonus. They'll try and get a rebuy in the next round, which may be a little bit difficult with Larson on just $150. Iceberg with the 950, so if they can save a couple weapons here, that would definitely help them out on a rebuy. And again, Force are taking things very, very slowly. 20 seconds on clock. This has to be a hit towards the A site, as the utility towards SMS position does molly him out. Jerry and Zortate, they just combine to ransack that A bomb site. 10 seconds, he will get the bomb planted, as it's Notton all on his own. If he can deny the bomb plant, he can't quite get there in time. Trying to find the kill, does secure it. Switches out to the AK at least, so that's a bit of an upgrade for him. And now against 2, he needs to be wary of the player from behind, though. That is going to be Zorta with just a 25 HP. Notton secures the kill, but now he's left at a similar health point. It's Kenzie who will just jiggle the angle, take him down, and Singularity. They inflict a lot of damage, but not quite the kills that were needed in that one. Notton just a split second. Well, maybe like a second off denying the bomb plant there. I would have just won him the round. Quite possibly. As a Singularity, they'll go for as much weaponry as they can in this next round. As also, they find an 11 on the board. It's 2 FAMASs, an AUG for Notton, 2 Deagles as well. The potential to pick up this round, but Jerry, he's just so fast towards outside. He's caught off Remoy before he even had a think about that. It was like 20 seconds gone in the round, and they're just going to collapse in towards the A side of the back of that. Zortu with another 2. Notton, he at least finds 1, but the trades are quick, and now it's just Larson in towards the vent. He'll get caught out. Forze, they are just punishing Singularity there. They knew they'd be low on utility, And Jerry, he just goes as fast as he can towards outside. I'm not sure how Remoy didn't hear that. He would have either had to sprint through the yard or jump over on top of main, both of which would have made noise. Now Singularity left just USPs. Not, I mean, he has a Zeus. And he's actually going to get a kill with it. I'm surprised the Forze director doesn't actually send us that way to watch the Zeus kill. I'm a bit disappointed, actually, that we missed that. It's a shame. But nothing really going to materialize off the back of that. Apart from a little bit of hurt pride, I guess. For Zorte, who was caught out by the Zeus. But 13-7, Singularity 6 rounds down right now. They will get themselves a full buy through. No AWP, though. It's 4 M4s and an AUG. Limited utility for them. Forze, they have everything they need, and they're starting to build up the cash. So for Singularity, it's going to take a couple rounds in a row here to force Forze into a position where they might be low on weaponry, but not, and caught out by Zorte's AWP that just keeps on finding frag after frag. Jerry, he'll pick up a kill as well. And finally, Singularity, they'll get a frag in their quarter as it's Larson taking down Kenzie towards the yard, but that B site is open for business for Forze. Nobody's there to defend for Singularity, and it's going to be the 3-on-4 retake required. Difficult situation. And did Singularity even really try this one? Is it worth it? It's like they may just save instead. Allow Forze to 14, keep these rifles in their hands. And hope to God you can find something in this next round, because this looks like Forze might be able to take the Singularity map pick away from them. All four of these Forze players, they huddle in towards the back of control. They'll be fine in this corner, I think. Very much so. He takes so little damage on Nuke in there, that position. They really nerfed the bomb radius, didn't they? Jesus. Guess you sort of have to when the sort of map is so compact in that regard. Forze coming up against another pool fight here. And early damage done by Singularity, in fact. Iceberg, he shakes a chunk as well, just for good measure, though. But it was Jerry and Kenzie who both took about 50 damage initially. Jerry, who will be finished off. Iceberg got himself in towards that vent. An easy kill comes his way. Exactly what Singularity needed. Nice little bit of game sense, I guess you could call it, from Iceberg there. Uses his smoke. Knew that there was another smoke down in the vents off of Jerry's body. Goes back down and picks it up, so that just gives him an extra smoke to work with in the round. 45 seconds on the clock. Utility used towards the yard from Forze. It looks like they're not really going to act on it. Apart from the couple players who are positioned over by the red box, perhaps just to fake out a bit of presence that might be going towards that B site. I'm not sure if they really want to commit, though. 30 seconds on the clock as the bomb is right now in towards lobby. But he's just going to push through the smoke ball that they placed. And Remoy, he's caught off guard. He's being bullied towards main right now in this CT side. That nade hidden flick gives off a lot of intel as the push comes in towards the A site. And Iceberg towards the back vent. He's dropped the bomb. Just needs to stay alive for as long as he can, but can't do so. They might just be able to get the bomb planted in time, as it's going to be a 2-on-2 retake. Make it a 2-on-1, as Notton is left all on his lonesome. He has taken down the bomb planter, but not before it was planted. And now Kenzie, he's positioned over towards lobby. 40 HP for him. Notton full on HP and with a kit as well to play with. Gives him a lot of time to work with. Let's see. He's going to work over by Squeaky, and he's not going to bite on the first press. And with Notta making so much noise as well, Kenzie, he needs to win the fight, and he will. Forze, they find 15. Nothing can't win it out in the 1v1. And Singularity yet to find a gun round on the CT side. Looks like they're not going to be able to here either. I mean, Iceberg has dropped an AWP to Larson. There's a couple FAMASs, a couple MP9s. Not really the kind of weaponry you'd hope for. Team like Singularity, maybe just to get them a bit too aggressive in a 2v2 that are played to the vent quickly. I think it was Larson. Hoping to catch out the bomb planter. Maybe should have just stayed put a little bit longer. If there's a player up top and who's got it, even just some side of the vent or can hear it, you're just a dead man. It's such a difficult angle to come up through, especially if there was only one player alive. Yeah, sure, go for it. When there's two alive, there's always a chance. He took a gamble, didn't quite pay off. Now Singularity. What do you do here? Well, Larson, he's going to try aggression towards the yard. That is going to pay off for a kill. Deals a headshot towards Kenzie with that AWP. And with 55 seconds on the clock, Forze hoping to find a trade, but it's Larson who'll just extend the advantage out. And maybe Singularity should have got Larson onto this AWP sooner, because 2 quick kills for him make it 3 onto Flit as they just keep running into his crosshair. Surely secures an 8 for Singularity, so they might just be able to pull it back into their favor. But SMS not able to find that frag. Iceberg will trade it out, and Zorte, he's doing damage as well. That AWP always in his hands, always dangerous. He's left alone, and Notten surely catches him out. Yes, he does. P9 will pick up or be traded out into the AWP as well. So Singularity, they go into this next round with a pretty solid buy all in all. Well, he should do, at least. Notten can drop an M4 to a teammate, and they get themselves all nice and tidy. Pretty decent utility. It's Notten to wield the secondary AWP alongside Larson. Well, Forze, they have cash to play with. They go for the 5 rifles. Zorte with a Krieg, and decent damage done early on towards Flit. Remoy's going to take a more aggressive hold towards the yard rather than sitting in towards Maid. He might just get fragged because of it. Yes, he does. Flit walks through the smoke. Not anticipating Remoy's position, who's been sitting mainly towards that main position. Opening kill once again, going Singularity's way. Still 4 more to find if they want to try and keep themselves in this first map. There's one of them. Larson with that AWP again. Making his presence known, making his presence felt by the Forze side. Notten might be up for a kill as well here. Position towards a ramp with his AWP. And 35 seconds on the clock. They've got Kenzie down towards Decon. But what really can he do from this position? He's going to deploy a smoke to fake out they're going to go for that plant. How many rotations does that fall, if any? As Remoy, he's caught out Jerry towards the yard. A nice little angle for him. And Notten, he's going to get tapped out by Zorte's Krieg. So, a potential bomb plant towards B here. We'll see if towards the double doors, Iceberg can deny it. He'll at least pull it off and get a kill. But there's still time for Zorte to plant in a 1 versus 3. Got players approaching all of his angles. He's just going to try and go for as many frags as he can. As much damage as he can. And he manages 1 more. So 3 kills in the round for Zorte. Nicely done. And he is sat on 25 kills right now. But it's Singularity who stay alive for another round. 9 on the board as they try and get themselves up to double digit. And they'll get themselves a rebuy through, but not much economy behind them. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point for Singularity. It's all about just finding these rounds. As long as you've got enough money for the rebuys, it doesn't matter about not having enough if you lose a round, because if you lose, you're out. But it's the fast push towards the A site that's hoping to deal a decisive blow towards Singularity, and it might just work. as it's Notton against 2. It looked like it was going all fine for Singularity, but then the chaos ensued. And now Notton, both these players in towards the site. He spots them both out and takes them both down. The saviour for Singularity in this one. He may have lost an earlier clutch, but this time he does not disappoint. He's going to try and wrap around to secure the AWP. He should be able to. He's got the kit for the defuse, so he has plenty of time. And he will pick up the AWP, a nice little commodity to find. As he will now go for that defuse. And it is going to be 10 on the board for Singularity. They stay alive a little bit longer. 5 more needed, though, and that is a tough ask. Even on this CT side, it would be a total of, what, 8 in a row to find against Map Point. Well, that is a very difficult ask, and with Forze finding that bomb plant in the previous round, they get themselves a very tidy buy. It's nice guns all around for them. Very decent amount of utility. Let's see if Singularity can keep themselves in this one. Found a few here now in a row, but they still need plenty more. Towards yard, Remoy, he's gone aggressive. Puts it up underneath the silo. They're just taking the time. They've not really secured any map control here. Nothing towards the yard. Nothing towards ramp. They've just got main control. Or lobby control, rather. Iceberg, he's sat up on top of the hook. There's Jerry who finds an opening. And that's actually onto the AWP. The AK wins out in that duel through squeaky door. Iceberg will upgrade to that AWP, swapping out that MP9. So at least the weapon isn't going to go entirely wasted. And somehow Remoy, he's lost a duel towards the yard as well. Iceberg, he'll hope to maybe find one through the smoke. Hence, he might just walk through and catch a player off guard. Yes, he will. Iceberg, he's been found. SMF hoping to find shots, but it's all up towards Notton. A 1 versus 4. Surely there's no way, as Kent C. Not expecting that position. It will be 16 to 10 for Forza in the first map, and that is Singularity's map pick being taken away by the Forza side. So we will be heading over towards the second map. That is going to be Mirage. That is going to be Forza's map pick. So stay tuned for that one. See if Singularity can take us to a third map decider, if they can fight back on Mirage, or whether Forza will be taking this one in 2. Stick around and find out.